So, shall we say three, two, one? Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cambridge Veritas. This is Krishna Triya. You can all call me Krish. Happy to have you all here. Today is our TESOL webinar, a very interesting webinar, especially for all those um, either teachers who want to uh, sort of divert to new certificates to get promotions, to get higher salaries, etc., or for people who want to start a new career in teaching. So today's webinar is all about that. I just want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. So can you just quickly let me know if I'm audible? I'm just going to check it in the chat here. Perfect. Excellent. So I can see Kausar, Shivanshi, Tajinder, Aditi. Wonderful. So let's get started. I'm just going to be moving back and forth to my screen as well, just to make sure that I'm able to read everybody's messages. Okay, so let's get started. What do we have as the theme of today's webinar? So as you can see, there are seven themes that I have written, and anything that I feel needs mentioning besides this, I will during the webinar. The seven things that we'll cover today are: number one, meet your trainer, Krish. You've already met. I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about my journey in TESOL, how it all began, how it went after TESOL, so that you also get a little bit of insight into how it really works for anybody who's at least aiming to do all of these different certificates and how it helps them. A lot of the times, there are some teachers I know, Tajinder, who has a CELTA certificate. She's here with us. I, for one, have both the certificates, CELTA as well as TESOL. I did my TESOL first and then I did my CELTA, but you don't have to do that. We're going to talk about all of these things as we proceed in the webinar. And by the way, today's webinar is going to be very, very, what should I say, interactive in nature. So I'm going to be looking at your answers. There are a couple of activities that we'll play. So make sure that you've got your pens and papers ready. Here we go. Number two, we're going to be looking at, please have a look. We're going to be looking at how is the course structured, what really happens on this course. And it doesn't matter uh, where you do your certificates from. What matters is you must know who is going to be training you, and most importantly, what is going to be the syllabus of it. So we're going to be busting a few myths about it, things that are very, very important. I remember we were talking about it, Tajinder. I know that you're in the chat box with me. I remember we were talking about it, how it was a difficult time that you had with your CELTA tutor. So we're going to be looking at certain characteristics that you should look in your trainers as well. So there's going to be that. So when it comes to the course, what is the structure? What is the workload that you must expect, especially for that duration of 1 month, which is a very intensive journey? And then what are the outcomes that you can also sort of see towards the end of that fruitful journey? So that's the first part of the webinar. As we finish that first part, we're going to be moving towards the most important bit, and that is the specialization segment of the webinar of the TESOL program and the internship part of it. Because these are the two things that um, I personally feel are the most important competitive advantages of Cambridge Veritas' TESOL, which I think is quite beneficial for trainers across India and around the world. We're going to be looking at a couple of success stories as well of teachers who've completed the TESOL TESOL plus specialization at Cambridge Veritas. Their videos are also available on YouTube, so we're going to be looking at a few examples of those as well. And towards the end, whatever palpitating questions that you have, I'm going to answer those questions. So I think your chat box is working, so you'll be able to type in the chat box and ask and answer questions as well. Okay? All right, thank you. And in the end, as always, there is a bonus. So I'm going to be talking about that bonus as well, a very important discount that is being given to the teachers that are interested in taking this journey ahead. All right, so let's begin. Thank you so much. First of all, I hope you're able to see my screen clearly, the background, right? I hope there isn't much reflection. I'm just going to be looking at your messages once. You have a box called chat, so you can type hi in it. Oh, mine went hi. Oh, there's a hello from me in the chat box. Are you able to type in the chat box? Oh, there's Raja as well. Hi, Raja. Oh, I can see you guys in the questions, Q&As. Perfect. I can see Tajinder, Kausar, and Aisha. Super, lovely. Let's move ahead. So, what is this webinar? Let me tell the first thing about it. What is this webinar not? This is not a sales pitch. It is a proper class. Uh, consider this webinar as a help that you will get to understand insights related to what TESOL is all about and how you will be benefited from it. Yes, of course, there's a bonus offer that you'll get towards the end, which is of 29,999. I'll talk about the relevance of it. What really is it all about towards the end? And most importantly, make sure that you use the Q&A section. I can see that some of you are typing. Wonderful. So use that Q&A section whenever you have any questions. And I will ask a lot of questions. So you have to put your answers in the Q&A. All right. Let's begin. Thank you so much. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about my story, how it really began. So let's have a look at it. Thank you. So I was 19 years old when I became a teaching assistant at a language school in Canada. That everything began from there, basically. And it also happened by chance. My best friend, she was a clinical psychologist, and she said that I should pursue a certain course, but I should start with this job. It is of a teaching assistant, and I was just out of school, and I wanted to make quick money. So I took this summer job at a language school in Canada. The name of the school was ILSC, International Language School of Canada, Vancouver. So that finished. During that summer, I realized that there's something that has transformed in me. I really used to enjoy how teachers are working in the classroom. They're talking to students. They have handouts in their hand. And I used to support the teachers during that time. I really enjoyed that journey, and I used to observe how the teachers are teaching quite carefully. So I fell in love with the method of teaching and everything. Immediately after that, I did my TESOL from Canada. And it is not like today's TESOLs that take place. This TESOL was about 12 years ago. What was I saying? In this particular TESOL, we used to have classes sometimes 2 hours to up to 3 hours daily, and that continued for a month. It was not like those quick TESOLs that you have today. Everybody wants a quick certificate today. One of my teachers, Ms. Magda, she was my teacher in Poland. I'll talk about that journey as well. She once said, great teachers are not born over a weekend. I repeat, great teachers are not born over a weekend. It has to be an intensive journey. And if it is not an intensive journey, you're going to be a regular teacher, not a great teacher. And that changed my perspective. So this TESOL was a very intensive TESOL, 1 month long journey. Now we used to have classes from 2 to 3 hours. The best thing was I got the chance to teach in real life, as in my colleagues would observe my teaching practice. I got the opportunity to receive feedback from my tutor. That's how my TESOL journey was. I absolutely loved it. I still remember there were so many mistakes that I made. Sometimes I had mistakes with my setting up an activity. Sometimes I had mistakes. I used to be terrible when it comes to, but the best thing was the progress. So towards the end of my TESOL, I got 85.4 percentage, which was the highest in class. It was an international class. I was the only Indian student at that time. And that was the best part of it. That gave me a lot of confidence boost. The best thing was that I got the opportunity to teach at the same school because of my tutor's recommendation of my performance on my TESOL program. So I started teaching as a young English teacher at that school itself. So that was an important part of it. So that gave me a lot of confidence. And then after that, I requested my parents, I wanted to study a little more, and I needed money. I went to Poland to do my CELTA. Now, I know there are a lot of teachers who actually go to, a lot of teachers who do their CELTAs from the British Council. I know Tajinder has done British Council CELTA, but I wanted to get more international experience. So I did my CELTA from the British Council in Poland. Now, when you do your TESOL, you don't have to do your CELTA. A lot of people do not know that. When you do CELTA, you don't have to do a TESOL. I, for one, did not have anybody to guide me. So I wanted to do everything that came in my way just to make sure that I was a good teacher. And most importantly, I was employable. That was the agenda at the back of my head. Um, I once had a manager, her name was Deepti Raswant, and she had completed her TESOL from Hong Kong. So we often used to talk about how important it is for TESOL to have certain important components like teaching practice or a good trainer for that matter. Anyway, after having a little bit of international experience working abroad, I came back to India in 2016. And that's when I started working with the British Council. Um, the best thing about working at the British Council was I worked at the British Council for about 4 to 5 years. The best thing at working at the British Council was I became an IELTS examiner in 1.5 years working at the British Council. British Council really stresses on you getting trained as an IELTS trainer, but there's a difference. IELTS trainer is different, IELTS examiners are different. So I got the opportunity to start working as an IELTS examiner after a little while. That journey is also very intensive. You need to have the right people that train you. You need to have the right environment where you can practice your teaching methodologies. And of course, you need to be very good at teaching IELTS and knowing IELTS for that matter. So that happened. That was a good part of it. Then in 2020, I moved to London. I do see that there's a question here. I'm going to read that question. Yes, Kausar, absolutely. It was just like that micro teaching. And in 2020, I wanted to study more, so I moved to London. A lot of people ask, why did I move to London? Because I was invited to do a research in London at Bayes Business School. So currently, I'm a researcher, a doctoral candidate at Bayes Business School, which is City University of London. Part of my research is about studying the education landscape around the world. A part of my work is to teach students at City University of London, and my full-time job is working as a TESOL trainer at Cambridge Veritas. So by and large, ladies and gentlemen, this is my journey as from a teacher to a trainer over the years. And I'm truly grateful for all the right people that I got. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for all the right people and the trainers that I got in my life. Without my trainers, I wouldn't be here teaching TESOL to you all and to our batches today. Thank you. So that's a little bit about me. You will have your own story as well. But we are now going to play a game. If you're ready, show me a big thumbs up. We are now ready to play a game. Are you? Excellent. Superb. Lovely, guys. Lovely. Here we go. So the game is very simple. Please have a look. I am going to show you 10 sentences. This game is about What certificate, don't read the sentences right now, just listen carefully. This game is about what certificate TESOL is and what it is not. So, for those of you who do not know what is certificate TESOL at all, this game is for you. And for those of you who know a little bit about TESOL, wonderful, this game is for you as well. I have written 10 sentences. Read the sentences carefully one by one. I will give you 3 to 4 minutes. Take it easy and put your answers on a rough sheet somewhere that you know. If you want to put your answers in the chat, in the Q&A, that's totally fine as well. But don't put it one by one, put it all together as a complete one block answer, okay? Number one, we will do together. The rest of it, you will do yourself. I hope there's no reflection on this screen because there's a big window in my living room here. Okay, no, you're able to see it. Perfect. So the first sentence is certificate TESOL is only for people who already have teaching experience. Is it true or is it false? What do you think? It is definitely false. I'm going to write F here. Certificate TESOL is not only for those people, it is for everybody. Newly qualified teachers or teachers that are very experienced. Last, we just completed a TESOL program in uh, June 27th. We completed a TESOL program, and one of our trainees was an English teacher from Bangalore with 20 years of experience. So the the people who do the TESOL certificate come in different experiences, basically come with different experiences. Some have absolutely no idea what's going on, like me when I did my TESOL, and some are 20 years of experience. So when you join a TESOL program at Cambridge Veritas, you're going to see that there's a mixed lot and we get to learn from each other. What I'm now going to do is I leave the door to you, the floor to you. Look at the sentences one by one and put your answers on a rough sheet. I'm going to start the timer and we'll stop exactly in the next 4 minutes. All right, let's get started. Put your answers in the live chat in one block. Time starts now. Until then, I'm just going to shut the window a little bit. Okay, thank you. Let me see what you guys are typing. Please do make sure that you write number 1, 2, 3, 4 like this as well. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Shivanshi. Hi, Richard. Two more minutes to go, guys. Thank you. Just going to give you some space. Thank you. Shall we start? Shall we check it now? Are you guys ready? Oops, you have your answers. Um, there's somebody who's putting the answers, but I'm not able to see their names. That's fine. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Tejinder, Joseph, Richard. Yeah, let me try. Let me try to adjust it. Wait one moment. I'm just going to change the exposure a little bit. Okay. I think this is better, isn't it? This is a little bit better. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's check the answers together. Thank you. Busting myths with reality. Yeah. So, okay. What about number two? What do you think is number two? Is it true or false? Many have said it is false. I hope you're able to see the screen properly now. I've just changed the settings a little bit. Thank you. Number two, I'm going to read the sentence first of all. So it says Certificate TESOL is a weekend crash course in English teaching. It is a big, gigantic, massive no. It is not. It is not a weekend course. Sorry about that. It is a very important program. It is not a weekend course. Thank you. Certificate TESOL includes live teaching practice with real learners. Uh, some of you have said no to it, but the answer is true. Yes, it involves live teaching practice. Sometimes you teach in a safe environment. That means you only teach with your colleagues. Let me tell you what happens on, for example, when I did my TESOL program, I taught my colleagues, so fellow trainees, basically, because it was a safe space. Um, Otherwise, I would have completely died if I was teaching real students from day zero. However, there are sometimes on certain teaching courses that you get to teach like real students from day zero. There are pros and cons of both of these methods. Um, but how does Cambridge Veritas tackle it is, I think I really like Cambridge Veritas's approach, not because I work here, I'm a TESOL trainer here, but genuinely speaking, because you get to teach in a safe environment with your colleagues first and not with real students. Um, and on internship, you get to teach real students. So whatever you've learned, you practice. So there's the difference. Okay, so now let's read next one, number 4. Certificate TESOL is just about grammar rules and language theory. The answer to this question is a big false. Certificate TESOL is about 4 pillars of English. GVPF. How do you teach grammar? I'm going to write here for you. It is called GVPF. G stands for grammar, how to teach grammar, how to teach vocabulary, how to teach and create a lesson on pronunciation, and how to teach fluency overall. It is not about only grammar rules. And can I tell you a secret? Many people think you need to be you need to be a grammar Nazi when it comes to uh, participating on a TESOL course or becoming a teacher of English. It is completely false. Nobody can be perfect. You teach yourself first before you enter a classroom. You make sure that your concept is all sorted, and then you move forward. No engineer in the world knows everything about engineering. No doctor in the world knows everything about medicine. Similarly, no teacher in the world knows everything about this subject. You're definitely better than the rest of the crowd, and that's how it works. So you learn how to teach GVPF, and you also learn how to create a lesson plan on LSRW. What is LSRW? Listening. Can anybody tell us in the live chat? Listening, reading, writing, speaking. Yes, apparently. Lovely. Number five, certificate TESOL is recognized only in India. That's number five. Yes, your answers are right in the live chat. No, it is not. Certificate TESOL is recognized all around the world, not just India. Number six, certificate TESOL teaches you how to plan lessons and manage classrooms. To be honest, one of the most transformative things that you can learn on a TESOL program is this: how to manage a classroom. How do you teach an online class versus how do you teach an offline class? Even when you're not able to talk to students, how do you make the class interactive? These are the secrets of teaching, basically. So, yes, a big true. Certificate TESOL doesn't help with international job opportunities. Number seven, completely false. The whole idea of a TESOL program is to make sure that you go beyond your state or your city and you become a global trainer. So, sitting at your home, for example, I'm in London right now and I'm connected to so many people from right now. I think there are about 50 teachers who registered for this webinar. And these teachers were from the Middle East. Some of these teachers were from Europe, and most of these teachers were from India. So, the idea of a certificate is to make you a global trainer, is to make you a global teacher, go beyond your in today's day and age, you can't just be a teacher for one state and one city that you live in. You have with the advent of technology and how online classrooms work, you've got to make sure that you do certificates that help you become an international trainer. Most importantly, number eight, certificate TESOL doesn't is a level 5 qualification similar to other top global TESOL programs. Yes. What is the meaning of level 5? Does anybody know? Can you tell me in the chat box? What is the meaning of level 5? National Qualification Framework, NQF level 5. Uh, it basically stands for any program that you call a certificate has to be NQF level 5. That means it needs to have those many number of hours, taught hours. It needs to have uh, that international curriculum. And after passing all of these tests, it becomes NQF level 5. So yes, it is true. Certificate TESOL, I think I mentioned the answer. No. Certificate TESOL is NQF level 5 qualification. Okay. So any TESOL that you do, you ought to got to make sure that your certificate TESOL is NQF level 5. Okay. Number 9, certificate TESOL is 100% theory and has no practical application. We all know that it is false. I'll not elucidate further. Last one. Certificate TESOL can help you become a more confident and employable English teacher. Thank you for your answers. It is definitely true. Now, please have a look at all of these sentences one more time. Are there any questions? If you have any questions, please ask me in the live chat. Thank you. In the Q&A section. Take a minute. If there are no questions, you can just show me a peace sign and I'll move forward. Okay, thank you. All right. Now, the next important thing that we're going to cover, describe a little more about level 5. To be honest, that's all there is to it. Level 5 primarily stands for whenever you say that a qualification is level 5, it needs to meet certain prerequisites. Level 5 basically means a certificate qualification, a recognized certificate qualification. So it needs to be 120 hours taught part. So this is 120 hours. It needs to have international curriculum, which primarily, what do I mean by international curriculum? The next game is all about that. So most importantly, although nobody talks about it because these are business details, but allow me to tell you, it should not be recorded. It is as simple as that. Now, when I did my TESOL, there was no certificate called TEFL. Okay. Now you have a TEFL certificate as well. Everybody's looking for cheaper options. After completing that course, they realize that the money went completely down in the dumps. Somebody's selling a TESOL for 15,000 rupees, a recorded course. Somebody's selling it for 45,000 rupees, again, recorded course, or maybe live classes, but with no background of trainers. So the idea is you need to be very judiciously, you need to be very judicious where you do your TESOL program from, because there's a lot of hoax in the market today. Primarily, it's like doing a digital marketing certificate. There are a lot of teeny weeny local institutes, and I'm not saying that education may be wrong or bad, but uh, if you do not get the recognition, you do not get the value, most importantly. So everything is in the recognition. Let me tell you a very simple example of it. Imagine you've completed your TESOL program and you go for an interview, and somebody asks you, what are the 9 stages of a lesson plan? It's a very common question. I have been asked this question all my life, all the interviews. When I got a job at Cambridge Veritas, I was asked this question at Cambridge Veritas as well. How do you plan? It's a classic question. Now, if you have a TESOL that you completed, a regular TESOL that you completed from all the wrong providers that are out there, and you've done a TESOL with recorded classes, of course, you'll frame your answers and you'll say something in the end of it. But the standard answer is it has 9 stages. It starts with activation, which is a warm-up activity. You contextualize the lesson. Then you bring in guided discovery. And then after that, there's restricted practice. There is communicative practice. And you end the lesson with error correction. And finally, exit ticket. So this is the answer to a standard question, which is how do you plan your lesson? What are the different stages of a lesson plan? If you've not been trained on this properly, you'll not be able to emanate that confidence and talk about it. NQF level 5 qualifications help you with that depth. I hope I've answered your question. Yep. Let's move on. Here we go. Please show me a thumbs up if you understood it. Thank you. Okay, so we're now going to play this game. This game is called Breakdown, not mental breakdown, breakdown of modules. So we've been talking a little bit about, please do not read. I'm going to tell you what you have to do. Listen to the instructions first. We've been talking a little bit about the different modules that are there on a TESOL program. This game will help us understand that properly. On the left-hand side of the screen, I have shown you, please have a look in orange, how the TESOL program is divided at Cambridge Veritas. So when you begin, so for example, I think this month we have stopped taking applications. Next month also the batch is full. The month after that is the next TESOL that is starting, if I'm not mistaken. Apologies if I am. So the course is divided. The moment you join the course, the first thing is going to be your induction with your colleagues, teachers, trainees from all around the world, which is all about understanding students, understanding your fellow teachers, and most importantly, the learning context. Then week 1 officially is all about language analysis and awareness. Similarly, week 2 is all about language skills. There's a funny joke that I want to share with you. When I was doing my teaching qualification in Poland, my teacher's name was, I think his name was Gregory, if I'm not mistaken. And he was asking a question. There were only 10 trainees, us in the classroom. He was asking, what are the skills in English? And by the way, I was the only Indian. Everybody else was in Angrez. They were all foreigners. And he asked a simple question. He said, how many skills are there in English? I want to ask you, how many skills are there in English? Can you type in the Q&A? LSRW, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. LSRW. Oh, sorry, I missed this question. Your question was, is the world TESOL online authentic? To be honest, the I'm not here to make commentary on other organizations, but allow me to tell you, if it is recorded, you shouldn't go ahead for it. That's my personal thought as a trainer, as a confidant, as a counselor. If my sister wants to do a TESOL program and she asks me if she should do it from a place where the emphasis on is the fact that it's the cheapest in the market and it's recorded, you should not go ahead for it. From a person who's done it, yeah. So that's my take on it. 2 cents. But yes, I have not met the trainers. So I think it's good. It's always good to check who your trainer is. Most importantly, what is their background? What are their qualifications? Will you be comfortable working with your trainers? That's very important. Thank you for your answer. It is LSRW, listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Can I tell you something? Nobody in that international class knew, and everybody wanted to be a teacher of English. Nobody knew what are the skills in English language. It was so funny. And I said the answer. It is listening, reading, writing, speaking. And he said, "Thank God, Krish, you're in our class." It was funny, but the idea is, why am I telling you? You will learn to teach how to make a lesson plan on LSRW and how to integrate all of these skills as well. Week 3 is all about planning. Week 4 is about uh, CPD, career and professional development. Week 5 and 6 are about specialization. This is the best thing about the TESOL at Cambridge Veritas. To be honest, my TESOL that I did 12 years ago did not have a specialization. I had to do another course to be specialized, because even when you do a TESOL program, if you go to a good school, if you, let's say your salary package is somewhere 90,000, 1 lakh rupees, they will ask you, do you have any specializations? And if you don't, then that sort of reduces your profile somehow. The best thing about this TESOL is you don't have to pay extra to be specialized. Specialization is embedded in it. And finally, week eight onwards, your internship starts. Now, the game is read the component and match it with this on the left hand side. For example, we'll do number 1 together. Teaching with limited resources. Where will it be covered? Will it be covered in induction? Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you think is the answer? A. What do you think does it match with? Right hand side of the screen is not clear. Oh, sorry. Is it better now? Teaching with limited resources. Barely readable, is it? One moment. That is a bit concerning. It shouldn't happen like that. Are you able to read it now? Nope. Let me try shutting the window this side as well. I hope it is a little bit better, guys. Nope. Orange part is not visible. Okay. Let me try changing the color of orange. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm making it black as well. See now? Are you able to read now? It should be better, hopefully. Okay, thank God. It is better. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So my question is, you have to match, I repeat once again, this is the component of the module that will be covered. You have to match it. So what I can do is, to make your job easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it like this. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. Okay. Can you match A with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Which one do you think it matches with? I'm ready with the answer. Let me know when you guys are ready. The word is written on the left hand side of the screen as well. A is 3. Okay, thank you. Yes, the webinar is going on. Okay, the correct answer for A is number 4. See, resources are mentioned here as well, isn't it? Resources are mentioned here as well. In week 3, which is point number 4, we will cover the resources, planning and resources for different teaching contexts. So A is teaching with limited resources. There are a lot of times in real life, imagine a teacher is absent, you have to cover for that teacher and you do not have the teaching material. So how do you teach when you do not have the teaching material? It is a very important skill. This is a very interesting question that gets asked during interviews as well to English teachers. So point number 4 will be covered in week 2. So we're going to cover this in week 2. Now I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Read the points left hand side. First read the left hand side, sorry, right hand side, and then match it with the left hand side. Okay? Which is the way we have done it as well. Guys, are you not able to hear me? Somebody said can't hear. So my suggestion is first write all your answers and then give all the answers together in one go. So just read for now, write your answers, send one complete answer block in one go in the end. Four minutes left. Thank you. Okay, I've started the timer here as well for you. Thank you. Guys, I'm afraid I've tried my best with the screen. Try managing zooming in your screen a little bit, maybe, if you're on your phone. I'm trying to change it a little bit. Wait. I hope this is better a little bit. I'm not the best tech savvy, but I'm trying to sort of play around to make sure you're able to read it properly. The last was better. But is this okay? Is this readable? If it's readable, then I'll just leave it. Oh man. But guys, I'm able to read it properly. I mean, I'm using this is a different laptop. It is not connected. I'm able to read it properly. How come I'm able to read it properly and you are not? It's a little bit strange. I can see the words properly. Okay, 1 minute to go. Sometimes it's better. Okay, maybe it's particularly to do with your internet, but I'm afraid I'm able to read it properly. Thank you. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Thank you. 10 seconds to go. Thank you. Don't worry, we're not looking for perfect answers. The idea is participation and making sure that, lovely, the time is up, and just making sure that we're able to make loose connections of things. So once again, those people who've just joined, we're matching the components of the left or on the right hand side of the screen with the timeline of the TESOL program on the left hand side. So let's do it. Number one was done for us as an example. Number two is my favorite component. Over the years, to be honest, for those of you who do not know, I started my career as uh, with TESOL in specialization of voice and accent. So I taught voice and accent for all my life, to be honest. Yeah, before I became a teacher trainer. So my life was all about teaching voice and accent in the ESL industry. So this is my favorite part. This, please put your answers in the live chat. Thank you. Those who managed to do it. B is looking at your answers. What do you think is B? What do you think is B? B is number 2. Sorry, here we go. One sec. B is number 2. So we will do this. We will cover this component at this stage, which is here. Language analysis and awareness. But what is the meaning of pronunciation here, stress, rhythm, and intonation? All of that falls under one subject, and the name of that subject is phonology. I repeat, the name of that subject is phonology. So what is phonology? How does language sound systems work? What is IPA? All of that in this component will be covered at this stage, yeah, which is week 1, language analysis and awareness. Now let's look at component C, teaching young learners and teens. This is extremely different and difficult. Everything is easy, but what I'm basically trying to say is, they're hard to manage in class. You need a lot of patience. So in the West, a lot of teachers do not know, when you teach young learners, teens, you're paid more. I know that in our beautiful India, it is the other way around. When you teach young learners, you get paid very less. When you teach adults, you get paid more. But in the West, teaching young learners get you more money. So On the TESOL program, we'll also cover how to teach young learners and teens, which is very different. So which one does it match with? Guys, I'm waiting for your answers. Nobody sent their answers. I hope it is meant to be an interactive class. We need to be able to see where we are. So please do make sure you put your answers in the Q&A section. Thank you. So C is, one more time, has anybody? Very good. C is 5. Yes. Okay. Let's look at D, component D. Understanding learners as individuals. What are their motivations? How do we tackle motivations? How do we give individual feedback? How do we understand if they have intrinsic motivation or extrinsic motivation? How does it really work? So which one does it match with? D. Very good, guys. Superb. D is 1. Planning beyond a single lesson. Superb. See, now we see some participation. Now we have an audience. Good job. Now let's have a look at E, planning beyond a single lesson. Where do we cover this component? E. You guys are amazing. You guys know everything already. Very good. Planning beyond a single lesson. Imagine you're teaching an IELTS course. So how do you plan your entire IELTS course? How do you schedule it week by week is what we will cover. For example, if you're teaching voice and accent to a corporate client, to a multinational company, how do you plan the complete course? A lot of the TESOL programs only focus on planning a particular lesson, but you're not only teaching a lesson, you're teaching a complete course as well, right? So how do you do the planning of a complete course is what we'll cover here. Okay, number 4, no, sorry, F. Developing professionalism and preparing for the workplace. Where will we cover this? F. Perfect, super. You are right once again. F is 5. G, teaching vocabulary in context. What is the meaning of context? Okay. What is the lesson about? What is the webinar about today? Can anybody tell me in the live chat? What is the webinar about today? Certificate TESOL, correct? Absolutely. So the context is certificate TESOL. And you may not realize it, but many of the terminologies that are written here is vocabulary in context. So what am I teaching you right now? What are we learning right now? Vocabulary in context. So similarly, today's lesson is about certificate TESOL. Similarly, if you're teaching a lesson to your students, ESL students, let's say at beginner level, and today the context of the lesson is cooking. So how do you teach vocabulary, ladle, uh, uh, spices, utensils? How do you teach all of these words in context to your students? That's what we'll cover here. And which one is it? G? Where is G? Answer is, I'm waiting for your answers, but the answer is 2. So we will cover it in language analysis and awareness, just like phonology. We will cover it in week 1 only. The hard part we'll finish in week 1 only. Okay, H, focus on integrated skills. What is the meaning of integrated skills? What are the 4 skills? LSRW. How do you combine all of them in one lesson and teach? That is called integrating all the skills. So we'll cover that, but in which component, which part will we cover it? Waiting for the answer for this one, H. What is H? 333, very good, yes, excellent. Using technology for English language teaching. How do you teach using Kahoot? How do you teach using Miro? How do you teach using, let's say, there was another tool that I had. How do you teach using AI most importantly? Many of the TESOL programs do not cover these components. We're going to be looking at these are all online tools basically. So how do you make a lesson using all of these tools? How do you teach using Chat GPT? Most importantly. So how do you make use of all of these important new age tools when you teach? So when will we cover this? We're talking about I. It is something else. What do you think? It's not for, sorry. It is something else. What do you think? Oh, I have to apologize. I have to sincerely apologize. Your answer is right. I got totally my bad. I got mistaken with another one. I is number 4, which is developing teaching skills and professionalism using technology for language classroom. So I is 4. J, grammar, the ghost, the elephant in the room. Presenting meaning and checking understanding. How do we do that, by the way? Checking understanding. There's something called CCQ. I repeat, there's something called CCQ. It primarily means concept checking questions. Can I tell you a little secret? On my TESOL, I used to get very bad marks on CCQs. There were 6 TPs, 6 teaching practice. On this TESOL as well, there are 6 teaching practice. You have to show that your performance is improving every time from your last teaching practice. So for example, my teaching practice, in my first teaching practice, and it continued to up to 3 teaching practices, I used to get very bad marks on CCQs. And then eventually, my trainer helped me understand what are CCQs in a better way. Those were good days. And there was a drastic improvement in CCQ. So how do you check concepts if your students have understood it or not? Is J. So which one is it? The answer is concept checking questions. Checking. Waiting for the answer. Come on, J. What is J? J is 2. Thank you. Lovely. K, delivering real lessons to students in a classroom environment. When will we cover K? K is, it is something else. Sorry, not one. Okay, let me give you a hint. It is real world classroom teaching. Real world classroom teaching. It will happen in your internship. And by the way, some teachers say that Krish, I already have a job, but I'm taking this course to be to apply for better jobs, to have a promotion on the same job, or to become a department coordinator or whatever. I don't want to do internship. It is not mandatory. Your marks will not be deducted if you don't do internship. But internship is a wonderful benefit that newly qualified teachers and teachers who currently are not working get as an opportunity, because you get recommendation letter from your trainer, whoever your trainer or line manager is, based on your performance. Of course, we don't get anything for free. If we are not working, we'll not get it. Um, the idea is you get the opportunity to teach real students what you've learned. But internship is not mandatory. Consider it as a hand holding extra help that you get from Cambridge Veritas, but it's not mandatory. So the answer to this one is K. K is number 7. It happens in internship. L, managing teaching schedules and administrative responsibilities. Where is it? When do we cover this? L, once again. Oh, nobody wrote the answer for K. What is for L, guys? L is once again, please have a look. L is once again number 7. We'll finish it during the internship. And this is very important. Training either in IELTS, becoming specialized in IELTS, or voice and accent. When do we cover this? This one is quite straightforward. Where are the answers? Come on. Waiting. Thank you. I don't know why I'm receiving your answers a little later. Thank you. Your answers are? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. This one is 6, apparently. And the last one, understanding training needs in test preparation or corporate English contexts. You will not only get the opportunity to work with schools, but also universities, also multinational companies, either as a corporate trainer, etc., etc. There are so many doors open that get opened after this. So where do we cover N? It's about understanding the niche training demands, such as voice and accent in IELTS. It is number 7 once again. It can be actually number 6 and number 7. So I'm going to keep it both, okay? 6 and 7 both. If you want to take a picture of it, take a picture of it. Thank you. This is all that we have. Can we clap for everybody? Good job. You guys did wonderfully. Excellent. Everybody, great job. So I hope with this activity, you've understood properly what are the different components that you should cover and you will be covering on the Cambridge Veritas TESOL program. All of this is not something that you can finish on a recorded course. Of course you can, but it's not interactive, most importantly. That interaction is missing. And by the way, this is a webinar, so you're not able to interact. But on a real program with a batch of 12 trainees, we sit in our living rooms and we interact with each other. So the pattern changes. It's not like this. So we're going to be covering all of these important bits from induction to week 8. All of this will be covered. And of course, week 8 onwards, you practice all of this as well. But let me ask you a very simple question. Which one is not mandatory from here? And from the left-hand side of the screen, which one is not mandatory? No. Thank you so much for asking this question. All the voice and accent training is trainer-led, faculty-led. We have 3 trainers for voice and accent course, and most of it, and if you're scheduled to, I'm not teaching in August, I'm teaching in September. So if you're scheduled for September, I'm teaching it in September. Thank you. So IELTS is not covered in TESOL. IELTS is a specialization that starts to take place after TESOL. So if you see TESOL, the component, everything finishes in week 4, 2 hours every day. But week 5 and week 6 are about specialization. So whatever you've learned on your TESOL, such as lesson planning and everything, using all of those concepts, you finish your specialization as well. What is IELTS? How do you teach IELTS? So week 5 is all about what is IELTS. You do your own practice. Basically, there are games and activities that we play in the classroom. Week 6 is all about how to teach IELTS. So what are the teaching methodologies? Because it is not a regular class, it is exam preparation course. So the methodology changes for exam preparation. And the same thing applies for TOEFL, TOEIC, PTE, OET. So you are becoming a specialized teacher for IELTS. But can I tell you something? I actually suggested it to the Cambridge Veritas team. The name should be not IELTS, the name should be exam preparation. So you can either become specialized in how to become an exam preparation expert trainer or voice and accent trainer. But I think people understand IELTS more. That's why the name was put here. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Shall we move ahead? All right, guys. Thank you so much. You have been a sport. Now I'm going to ask you 4 MCQ questions. I repeat, I hope you're enjoying the webinar. I hope it's not boring. I've been talking for such a long time now. Are you guys enjoying it? Show me a peace sign if it's valuable. Chalo, good. Thank God. Only two peace signs. There are 90 people in the webinar right now with us. I was expecting at least 10, 20. All right, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Here we go. How many MCQs I'm going to ask you now? I just told you. How many MCQs? Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chalo, good. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. 4 MCQs. Let's start with number 1. Can you read the MCQ and tell me what the answer is in the chat box? Let's see how much do you really know about the TESOL journey so far that hopefully many of you are about to take. Number 1 is, how long is the Cambridge Veritas Certificate TESOL course? And what is the time expectation? Is it A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is C. Please have a look. Thank you so much. The certificate TESOL is a structured 3-month course. We just looked at it. The first month is very intensive. The second month is specialization, and from second month onwards, your internship starts. But internship is not mandatory. Even if you do not do internship, these kinds of webinars will keep taking place for the teachers on the platform. The platform that we have, by the way, is called My Veritas Dashboard. So I repeat once again, My Veritas. There are some teachers in the live chat. They have taken courses with us. Raja, Kausar, Tajinder. They've all been our trainees before. So guys, you can also let us know in the live chat if My Veritas platform helped you and how did it help you. So once you enroll on the TESOL program, you will get your own personalized account of the My Veritas app. It's a dashboard wherein you're able to track your progress. I think we should have another session of My Veritas app. Maybe we'll have it sometime in the future. You'll be able to track your progress, your assignments as well. You will be able to receive the feedback from your trainer from it. Your attendance will be marked as well on it, and you will get access to it. I apologize. I have to be honest. I don't want to say something that I'm not right on. Maybe 6 months is minimum to 1 year. 6 months to 1 year. The idea is that you get to use all of these tools even after the course finishes. Your notes, PDFs, everything is mentioned here. You have AI tools as well on this platform. So My Veritas app is what you'll get. Okay, perfect. So let's look at the next one. Here we go. Which of the following best describes the assessment style on the certificate TESOL program? And by the way, can you please, I've not mentioned the question number here. Leave it. What is the answer? Yes, I am scheduled to teach. Unless I get sick, I will be taking voice and accent in September. But by the way, it's not happening in September. It'll be in October. But what I'm basically trying to say is for the September batch. Because September is all about finishing TESOL, right? So the specialization will take place in October. What is the answer for this one? Is the assessment multiple choice quiz and a final test? Is it AI generated feedback? Or is it observing teaching practice and written assignment with real trainer feedback, or is it just submit a one-time project? Yes, please. TESOL is co-taught, as in there are two trainers. TESOL will be taught by me, and TESOL will be taught by another trainer that we have, teacher trainer that we have. She also lives in the UK. So, yeah. So, the correct answer for this one is C as well. Let's check the answer. There's going to be how are you assessed? So, here we go. This is an important point that I need to cover. Please have a look. You will start teaching from week 2 onwards. Week 1 is all about setting the foundation. You will start teaching from week 2 until week 4. That means week 2, week 3, week 4. And you have to teach 6 TPs. 6 TPs basically means 6 teaching practice, and they're all for 30 minutes. As you finish all of these, they're all for 30 minutes. The idea is you have to grow from TP1. Your chart should go up like this. You have to grow to TP6. Your performance should not be like, your performance should not be like this or like this. It has to be like this. And that's the purpose of a TESOL program as well. Your trainers are going to be there to support you. Your peers and colleagues are going to be there to support you. So many relationships get built on this TESOL program because you're working so closely. I've seen teachers talking to each other at 11 o'clock at night about lesson plans. And they're saying, hey, is your lesson plan ready? Can you review my lesson plan? Can we help each other? I've seen teachers working at 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night as well and sending me LinkedIn messages. That's real awkward. But yes, your messages are always welcome. What I'm basically trying to say is that so many beautiful relationships and friendships get built on this program. The idea is you have to work towards your progress from TP1 and improve your performance to TP6. You do not have to be a fantastic, fantabulous trainer on TP1. Many teachers believe that there is a prerogative and there is a certain sense of authority, or for that matter, they will lose something if they do not do their TP1 correctly. No, it's about progressive improvement. It's not about being a Rajnikant on TP1. It's about progressive improvement. So that's what we have to target on the TPs, and that's what we'll do. I wanted to show you this. Please have a look. You'll teach real learners on the internship, but you will teach your own peers, your small group. You will get assessed by trainers, complete the written assignment as well. In the end, there's a CPD assignment. You will get marks for that as well. And you have to reflect deeply. This is the most important word. Reflect how your journey was and how you have improved. And how will you reflect? I'm going to show you a form. This is one form that we use. I'll show you that form after the next MCQ. So you have to reflect deeply. It is not just about passing a simple quiz. That's not TESOL. TESOL is not about there are 40 questions, you have to pass it and you will get your certificate. No, it's a deep reflecting. You have to reflect deeply. There has to be somebody to guide you. Personalized guidance is very important. Otherwise, you end up becoming a regular trainer. If you want to be cut above the rest, your training has to be such as well. Okay, let's look at the next one. How is Cambridge Veritas TESOL certificate different from typical online TEFL certificates? Sorry, I did not understand your last comment. What is the correct answer, guys? How is Cambridge Veritas TESOL different from typical online TEFL certificates? Thank you, thank you, thank you. The answer is once again C. You have seen that I put all the answers as C only. Yeah. So it is. There are a lot of quick fixes, unfortunately, with Now, many people understand the importance of TESOL. So there are providers that give you a quick fix TEFL. Please don't take them. Your money will get wasted. There's a lot of scam going on out there. On the other hand, a real TESOL program will ask you for commitment, um, is all about real teaching practice, most importantly. And the best thing is that it needs to have a certain specialization. Uh, Although it's not mandatory, but I wish I had a specialization back because I remember my TESOL at that time, 12 years ago, cost me, I think, 75,000 rupees, if I'm not wrong. Um, Although it was in USD, it was in Canadian dollars, but the conversion was 75,000 rupees. But what I'm trying to say is today the TESOLs are, with the passage of time, the money should increase. It should not decrease, right? I've seen the TESOLs are being sold for 15,000 rupees and 45,000 rupees. There are different kinds of, so please don't fall for those scams. Um, right training is important, commitment is important, specialization is an added advantage. It's not mandatory. If somebody gives you gives you a specialization, that's important. Most importantly, it is Cambridge Veritas accredited, which helps us with real recognition. Do you know recently Cambridge Veritas was approached by, if I'm not mistaken, IBM. IBM is a very big brand all around the world. Cambridge Veritas was approached by IBM for training 100 employees, if I'm not mistaken about the number as well, for training 100 employees on voice and accent particularly. So the idea is that big corporate giants also understand the importance of right certificates and right training. So the idea is we have to make sure that we do not fall for scams. And how do you do that? Meet your trainers wherever you do your TESOL from. Meet your trainers, understand how they teach, most importantly. Check the syllabus of the course, and that's how you'll be able to see if you're comfortable with it or no. Do not go for what is the cheaper option. I urge again and again, it's a transformative journey. If you go for a cheaper option, employees also go for cheaper salaries as well. However, if you go for standardized options that are there in the market, you get what you train on, basically. All right, here we go. Next one. This is the last MCQ. Which of the following best represents the credibility of Cambridge Veritas? I'm going to share a link in the chat box soon, so you'll be able to, you can connect with the counselors and they'll be able to help you with the enrollment process. Thank you for voice and accent. C again. Duh. The answer for this one is C as well. Thank you. Most importantly, please have a look. It is an internationally recognized institute that offers internationally aligned qualifications. We spoke about NQF level 5 before. And the most important thing is that it is a career-focused training platform for all the certificates that CV offers. So this is what there is. All right, before we move forward, I want to show you this. We are almost inching towards the end of the webinar now. Allow me to show you how all of this works. Please have a look, ladies and gentlemen. So how will your internship and specialization pathway look like? So the first thing is, the idea of internship is, although it's not mandatory, but the idea of internship is you apply what you've learned on your TESOL program with real students. You teach in real classrooms. That gives you the teaching practice of those components. On the TESOL, you're working with your colleagues. It's a safe environment. But on internship, you're teaching real students. They will judge you. They will make sure that they point out what's wrong. So the idea is you have to make sure that your classroom management is in place, all of that. And most importantly, your specialization is in two things, either exam preparation trainer or voice and accent trainer. It helps you with real job roles. I still remember when I got a job at ILSC, I told you it was my first job in Canada. My manager's name was Mark Branev. You can search for him on LinkedIn as well. He was my manager. Mark Branev was his name. He used to work at ILSC. So this gentleman asked me on my interview, and I was barely 20 years old. He asked me on interview, so what do you think you're really good at teaching? I did not have a specialization, but I said that I'm very good with voice and accent because I've gotten trained as a child on phonetics quite a lot as well. So I think I can teach the same thing too. Despite being an Indian, he said to me, I think I've found a trainer who's very good with his phonetics and would be able to do justice to the job as well. So what I'm basically trying to say is employers want you with TESOL with a specialization, not because I teach it or my colleagues teach it, but this is my experience. So I'm sharing. Do not think of it as a sales pitch, but this is what I truly feel according to my experience, I have come to realize. So that's one bit. And towards the end, specialization, if you take separately from a TESOL program, costs 29,999, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's what the price is. I just copied the price from the website. But TESOL with the specialization, you do not pay. That's the best part. You do not pay for the specialization. It comes with the TESOL, but it comes with the TESOL only if you book your seat before the 10th of the month. I repeat, only if you book your seat before the 10th of this month, which is the 10th of July. Okay. However, if you book your seat after that, you do not get the specialization embedded in it. You get a specialization, separate it. This is what the deadline is that is set by the management. There's no role that I have particularly on this. So my apologies if it is frustrating, but this is what it is. Yeah. Understood this part? Can we move ahead? Show me a thumbs up if you've understood this. I repeat, this part is sponsored. This part is sponsored if you book your seat before the 10th of July. And this batch is scheduled to start in September. I repeat, there are no batches in July. There are no enrollments happening for July and August. Both the batches are full. There are trainers that are working with trainees right now. The idea is the next batch starts in September. So this particular one with the specialization, and the one in September is taught by me. So we're going to be working together on this. There's a comment. So that means if we get certificate in TESOL, then I don't need to get teaching certificate in. No, you don't have to. What? Because you will get both the certificates. You will get the TESOL. If you go ahead with TESOL specialization, you will get a TESOL certificate, Cambridge Veritas TESOL certificate, plus you will get IELTS TTT certificate. You'll get both of these certificates. So this is your specialization, and this is, of course, your standard TESOL certificate. So you do not have to take anything extra in the future if you have this. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. All right, lovely. Let's move on. Now, remember, don't read. Remember a few moments ago, I told you that I'm going to show you how feedback works. This is how it is. So when you're getting trained for your TESOL, every time when you're doing a teaching practice, your trainer will fill this form. And you will have 6 such forms by the end of your TESOL. And you will be able to see how you have improved from TP1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll be basically able to see how you have improved over your TPs. What is this form about? Let's have a look at this form once. So this form mentions, I hope you're able to see, 1 second. Yep. So this is where your name goes. This is the date of your teaching practice. This is all about what are the things that you have covered in your lesson. This is where your tutor writes overall comments based on how you presented the lesson, how you taught the lesson. This is where your trainer basically mentions, please have a look, overall improvements that are required. And finally, your tutor will give you a score. Was your lesson below standard? Was your lesson at standard? And was your lesson above standard? You have to make sure that you get at least 1 above standard and no below standards. That's the whole purpose of a TESOL progression. During that 1 month intensive journey, you have to make sure you have 0 below standard lessons and at least 1 above standard lesson. However, if all your TPs are at standard, that's totally fine as well. All my TPs were at standard as well. I had one last TP, which was TP6, that was above standard. Everything else was at standard. You just have to make sure that it is not below standard. Yeah. So you will be able to see this document. After this document, allow me to tell you what is the 5-stage feedback discussion. So when you have finished your lesson, your tutor will sit with you. It is a one-to-one private meeting. It will happen 6 times. And this model will be used for feedback. Stage 1 is your trainer will ask you what happened, how was the lesson in your opinion. Stage 2 is the trainer will ask you, before showing this document, did you achieve anything or did you not achieve? Did you achieve the aims of your lesson in your opinion or did you not? Then stage 3 is what could you have done differently? It's more like a Gibbs reflective cycle that's going on right now. What could you have done differently in this lesson if you were to teach this lesson again? Stage four is how the teacher will follow up on this lesson. Means if you were to teach another lesson after this lesson, what would it be and why? And stage 5 is what the teacher has learned. So can you see your tutor will give you all the constructive feedback on this document. So you can read it, you can discuss it, but this one is going to be a 10 to 15 minutes meeting after every lesson, and you have to answer all of these 5 questions, and you have to write it as well. You have to answer all of these 5 questions to your tutor. So can you see the journey is extremely personalized? It's more like a yoga session that's going on. You go into a very transformational journey for that 1-month period, making sure that you come out smelling of roses. You come out smelling of the best smells that exist, fragrances that exist in the world. The idea is to make sure that you're fully prepared for real world teaching. Yeah. But which one is it? Sorry, let me know what your question is. I don't understand your question. So that's how the feedback cycle will go. If you understand this, show me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you. Okay, shall I move ahead? Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys, I think this is the last thing that I want to show you. These are 4 people who completed this course with us. This is Vidhi. She completed TESOL with IELTS specialization. This is Shiva Nandini. She also completed TESOL with IELTS specialization. Then we have Joseph from Kerala. Joseph completed, not sure if it was IELTS or voice and accent. Their videos are available on our YouTube channel. Feel free to watch the video. They are basically giving final presentation of how their journey was on Cambridge Veritas. So you'll be able to see firsthand. I, for one, know that Vidhi has started her own academy. Shivanandini is working with an IB school, International Baccalaureate School. Joseph has his own institute in, Joseph is very good with voice and accent. He has his own institute in Kerala. Then we have Rajashri? No, that was I have Ranjita. Ranjita is from Gujarat. Ranjita was recently in London. We were almost about to meet, but we could not meet. Ranjita was also exploring her options. I've not checked recently, but she was one of the best students on TESOL as well. Very, very committed to the process. So feel free to. Here we go. Moving on. Live Q&As. Now it is your turn, guys. I've spoken so much today. Any questions that you have related to everything or anything that we've covered, please feel free to ask. The floor is yours. Take a moment, think about your questions. It has to be a conversation now. Let me see what I can do. If you can speak, let me see if I'm able to give you that right or not. So I'm going to just check it on my screen once. If you want to ask a question, just raise your hand. I repeat, If you want to ask a question, just raise your hand, and I think I should be able to give you the right to speak. Can I opt for voice and accent, Krish, as I'm already IELTS certified? Yes, of course. Why not, Kausar? You can go ahead with that. Shivanshi, please ask the counselor, I would say. I think they'll be able to help. Yeah. Guys, if you want to ask a question, you can also raise your hand and I can give you the right to speak. Otherwise, if you're comfortable chatting, that's fine as well. Okay, thank you. The last bit that I have for here for you is, let's quickly recap what we've done today. So number one, please have a look. Not all certificates are equal. Most online TESOL certificates are PDF with zero training. You have to make sure that this isn't that your TESOL isn't one of them, and Cambridge Veritas's TESOL isn't one of them. We also saw the workload of a teacher that is required on this program. There's live teaching, there's feedback, and there's professional standard that often scares off unserious people. So if you're somebody who wants to have a quick fix, this TESOL is not for you. Next, real credibility is very important. Cambridge Veritas is for those who want a career. It's not for those who want a quick certificate, I'm afraid. And the last bit is I'm going to write the same thing that my trainer said to me once. If this is intense, if you feel this is intense, good. Because great teachers aren't made in a weekend. Yeah. So this is one thing. All right. This is a gentle reminder. If you enroll before the upcoming 10th, you get specialization completely free on your TESOL program. Remember, if you've already enrolled for your specialization, that's a different thing. That does not mean that specializations are free all the time. It is an offer that is valid for this month, 10th of April, if you enroll for the TESOL program. Otherwise, if you only want to do a specialization, that is a very important certificate. Sometimes people do it because they already have a TESOL. Yeah. So for example, Tajinder, for that matter, has a specialization in IELTS because she already has a TESOL or a CELTA. Okay. So if you enroll on the TESOL before the 10th, specialization is completely free for it. You can book your seat today. There's going to be a link that will be sent to you. You will also get to, I think you'll receive one email or two. So I think that will help. And that's all. Guys, thank you so much for being with me in this journey. I hope you enjoyed this journey and for participating with me. You guys were wonderful. Great round of applause for everyone. I'm IELTS certified. I just want to do voice and accent training if you provide internship. Yeah, of course. I think you should do it. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So when this link finishes, when this webinar finishes, you will be redirected to a link. If you want to book your seat for the TESOL program today, you can simply approach your counselors. Our counselors are really friendly. They'll be happy to help you. They'll give you a call and you can start your enrollment process after having your questions answered. If you still have any questions pertaining to anything, feel free to directly chat with me on LinkedIn. I'm also dropping my LinkedIn. My name is Krishnathraya 2 times on LinkedIn. You're welcome, guys. God bless. It was a pleasure chatting with all of you. And I hope to see you, many of you, on our next TESOL batch. I'm sure it's going to be fun. We end up becoming friends. It's a great, intimate journey that we end up having with each other. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful time. Yeah? All right. Thank you so much, guys. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you on the TESOL course. Thank you.